Tekken is kind of a long story. People are acting like that this is something that all it's kind of like sprung at the moment, like they made a mistake. No, Tekken 8 is something that is been in the making. Like this has been, it's been heading in this direction for years. The community is imploding for kind of similar reasons as Mortal Kombat. They don't really, the feedback and the way that the developers communicate with each other is very toxic. So it's like they really, and the thing that suffers is the game, right? The Soul Calibur meter system overheat. Oh, well, the main difference between those two things is that with Soul Calibur you have to earn your meter, right? And with Tekken you have it in the beginning of the round. It's the main difference. But as far as the way that the meter enhances your abilities, it's very similar. Install type, where you get all these abilities, power-ups, plus on blocks, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, the beginning of every round. Yeah, that's what makes it really bad. You can literally do installs every round. It makes the game volatile and unbearable to play because you got people just doing the same rush downs like all the time, like every single round, and there's very little you could do about it. Yeah, like you guess wrong once, the round is over. You guess wrong once, the round is over. You guess wrong once, the round is over. The match is over. That's literally Tekken 8. Yeah, round start install, right? There's no reason not to do it in Tekken 8. Yeah, you have to do it. You have to, with punish, go into heat engager, install, do all your chip. They're almost dead. Do 150-50 mix up. They're done. Like that's literally Tekken 8 now. Yeah. But Tekken is this way because of its community, and it's kind of one of those situations where it's like what goes around comes around, because the Tekken community really hated on everything else around it. They hate, the negativity that they spit on everything. They spit it on the developers. They spit it on, adjacent games like, like Virtual Fighter and DOA. They just, anything that's not Tekken, they reject. And that's part of the reason why they are where they are right now. Because what happened is that it's been 30 years and Tekken has not really changed. So the developers are saying like we can't just keep reselling the same game over and over. It's gonna get stale. So we have to change something. So what they did was they stopped Soul Calibur and extracted everything from Soul Calibur, right? But Tekken people know nothing about Soul Calibur. So for them, it's like a massive shock. Yeah, I'm adding meters in Tekken. Well, yeah, it was a massive shock to them. But that was how they kept. See, Tekken has always done this in history. They have extracted things from other games and put it in their game to keep it fresh. Well, this time it didn't work. It did not work. Like all of like Like if you notice, they have people from all the 3D teams except Virtual Fighter. They have a guy from DOA, they got guys from Soul Calibur, and then they have Tekken team. So they have a very diverse team this time around of people giving input on what systems should be in the game. That's the reason why that game has elements from all three of those games. Like the danger zones are from DOA, the heat system is from Soul Calibur, the counter throws are from DOA. Like, because they figured that's how they were going to change the game, they were going to evolve the game. But these are systems that already exist in other fighting games. Yeah, they already have existed in other fighting games. So since the Tekken community has not had any exposure with any other fighting games besides Tekken, this is like a massive like departure for them. Like they have no idea. But the thing is, it's like, well, you talk shit about all those other fighting games, but if it wasn't for those other fighting games, you wouldn't even have Tekken 8 to play, because you wouldn't have anything new to add to the system. So, well, I mean, I don't know what you guys are harping about. You guys literally want Tekken 7 again? Is that what you want? You want Tekken 7 again? No, you guys want Tekken 8, right? Well, they got to change something. When Tekken 7 was in its season 3 or 4 or whatever, they were already discussing about Tekken 8 and how it was going to lead to what they call Tekken fatigue. Tekken fatigue exists because you've been playing the same game for years and you have to let it rest. That's how come Virtual Fighter rest for 17 years. And now it's coming back as Revo. Now that game feels, refreshing to play because you gave it time to rest. DOA has been 5 years. When that game comes back, it's going to feel refreshing. You guys want Tekken all the time, but you have no concept of fatigue. Tekken is kind of like the black sheep of 3D fighters because it's different. It's much different than the other ones. DOA is like the cool, flashy, sexy sibling. Like it's Virtual Fighter, but with gambling and hot girls and very attractive things in fighting games. That's DOA. Tekken is like the black sheep, like super edgy, different. Tekken always is claimed that they're the #1 fighting game, but what I was highlighting is, as a brand, every brand goes through cycles. They go through cycles. They have their rising, their peak, and their fall. Every time, it doesn't matter what it is. Virtual Fighters had that, DOA's had that, and now Tekken is having that. That's something you cannot escape. Tekken cannot be on the top of the hill forever. It is a product. It is a sold product that has a lifespan. People don't take all these things into account. That's why when I look at the FGC, I says, wow, you guys act like you know so much, but you actually know so little. I've been watching fighting games with the sunrise to sunset for many, many years, more years than most of those guys have been alive. And I'm telling you that Tekken right now needs to rest. It has to rest. You can't just keep feeding the same thing over and over. Well, I want to play Tekken. No, you need to expand yourself. You need to learn other stuff. You need to, by exposing yourself to only Tekken, you're just going to make it stressful for yourself. He and Maximilian are professional shillers. you don't pay attention to what those people say because they are paid to push that game in as positive a light as possible. The both of them. I just saw a clip of a video of Maximilian talking about Capcom and how in the 2010s it was rough for them, and now they're considered one of the best developers right now. They've kind of turned around, and how he was working with Capcom shill those games. A shiller is not going to give you a realistic view on how that game is doing.